Okay, this is my audience. This is Jessica.
Hi.
Okay. Well, today I'm going to start off my speech with a quote from a survival website I found on the internet. It states that the two loudest sounds in the world are a click when you expect a bang and a bang when you expect a click. I want you guys to think about that for a little bit. Well, my name's Kyle Adams. I'm an avid gun owner for many years now, and I've been around firearms since I was a little kid. And with holding a firearm and shooting a firearm comes great responsibilities. And so that's why I'm here today to talk about gun safety. I'm going to start off my speech with some general statistics on U.S. deaths of unintentional firearms, and then I'm going to discuss 4 general rules of gun safety. These 4 rules include to always treat your gun as if it was loaded, never let the muzzle of your gun cover anything you're not willing to destroy, keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready and your sights are on the target, and then be sure that you know what your target is. With these 4 rules, a person that follows them will be better prepared and more cautious when it comes time to actually handling a firearm. So I'm going to start off with my first point. These are some general statistics. In 2005 to 2010, almost 3,800 people in the U.S. alone died from unintentional shootings of a firearm. And in 2010, a total of 606 people died of firearm injuries that were unintentional. These statistics are according to Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence. So I have my gun here. It's a .38 Special. It's a typical pistol that a lot of concealed weapons licensed hold because they're small and simple. But it's a tool, and this is something that you need to know how to use. So I have these 4 rules here that we'll go over, and this pistol will be a visual element for you guys to be able to tell what to do. So the first rule of general gun safety would be to always imagine your gun as if it is loaded. When you open the chamber, you'll see that it is not loaded, but when you close the chamber, you should expect that this gun is loaded. Always second guess yourself, because if you don't second guess yourself, you may never know, and you could end up causing an unintentional death, and that's not good. So when you have your pistol, the second it's in your hand, it's loaded. That's the best way to treat your pistol. Which brings me to my second point, or my second rule. Never let the muzzle of the gun, which is up here in the front, cover anything that you are not willing to shoot or destroy. The muzzle in the front is where the bullet comes out of. So my recommendation is to always keep the gun pointed at the floor. The floor can take as many hits as possible, but the second you point it up at something you're not willing to destroy, a human can only take 1. So it depends on whether you're target practicing or not. If you're out and shooting, then it's okay, but know the target. And if you're not, keep the gun pointed at the floor, so if it were to happen to accidentally misfire, it will hit the floor instead of something else. Which brings me to my third point, or my third rule, and it's to keep your finger off the trigger at all times until you're ready to shoot. The best way to do this would be to hold the weapon with your index finger pointed straight out and up, above the trigger guard. If you do this, you have no way that the weapon will accidentally misfire by you snagging the trigger, or there's so many ways that it can go. So the best way to hold it is with the index finger out and up to keep the trigger from accidentally misfiring. And this brings us to our 4th point. So you have the gun, you're going to keep it pointed down on the floor, index finger out and up, and you're going to always think that it's loaded. And so our 4th point is to, when you're actually about to fire the weapon, know your target before you shoot the weapon. A lot of hunters nowadays don't follow these rules, and this is what causes these statistics of deaths here in America. When like, let's say they see a deer and they think that they're about to shoot the deer, but it ends up being a human they don't know, you have a bad mishap right there. So I'm going to just recap my 4 points that I have for you guys. First is to keep the gun, when it's in your hand, it's always loaded. Remember that. It's always loaded. Second of all, you're going to never let the muzzle of the gun cover anything that you don't want to destroy. Okay, so thirdly, sorry about that, you're going to always keep your finger off the trigger. When your trigger finger is off, you're never going to have a misfire. And fourth of all, you're going to always know your target. When you're pointing your gun at something, before you pull that trigger, you need to make sure you know that when you pull that trigger, that target is what you thought it was in the first place. With these 4 rules, our general statistics that I told you about in the beginning, with the 606 deaths in 2010 and a total of 3,800 deaths over a course of 5 years, maybe one day that these statistics may actually lower and we won't have to worry about these kind of things anymore, because these tools are a very intricate tool. It may seem simple at first, but when your hands get placed on this tool, you need to know how to properly handle it and how to properly shoot it to be effective and safe in being able to shoot this properly. Thank you.